and welcome to the Ford Listening Room at the Ark. We've got a fantastic show for you tonight. My name is Jennifer, and I'm one of the night managers here at the Ark. Thank you so much for joining us for this month's Artist Spotlight Series, sponsored by our friends at Food Gatherers and Ford Philanthropy. For those of you here in person, you should have received some raffle tickets as you entered. Make sure to hold on to those, because at the end of tonight's performance, we will be doing a raffle to give away tickets to an upcoming show of your choice. And if you happen to be watching from home, welcome. And you can show your appreciation for tonight's performance by clicking on the virtual tip jar, which is pinned to the comments section of the live stream, with the proceeds to be split evenly between the Ark and tonight's artists. And speaking of showing appreciation, we have a couple groups of people who we need to thank. First and foremost, thank you to all of our members for your kind and generous financial support of our great nonprofit music venue. Thank you for keeping music alive in Ann Arbor. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thanks for being here. And also, here at the club, it's a fantastic listening room experience, and a lot of that is due to the warmth and hospitality of our great crew of volunteers we have helping us out for every show. Give a round of applause to our fantastic crew we have helping us out tonight. They help us do about 300 shows a year. And finally, just a couple of quick house rules. Please take a moment right now to go ahead and silence your cell phones. And also please remember that there's no recording and no flash photography. And with that, what do you say we go ahead and get started? Please welcome to the stage Caleb Caudle and the Sweet Critters.
How you doing? Well, it's good to be back here. I was here before the pandemic, a long time ago, with Elizabeth Cook, and it's good to. Oh, you were? Cool. Well, hey again. I'm sure I look much better. Oh, for sure. Nice. Here's one called Heaven Sometimes. It all seemed so simple when I started down a crooked road with sparkle in my eye. I fell too deep and became broken-hearted. Heard a lot of fools say it doesn't hurt to try. When I get like this, I look for peace in the still of the woods, the moss on the trees. Stand alone in the horsefly heat while the fiddleheads unfurl. And it feels just like heaven sometimes. On a day like this, the struggle is more than I can stand. And it feels just like heaven sometimes. Well, I thought I knew the plan like the back of my hand. Chasing down a train that's bound for glory. I can feel my patience slowly growing thin. I got told no every which way you
gets old. I got used to losing, and now it's strange to win. When I get like this, I look for peace in the steel of the woods, the moss on the trees. Stand alone in the horsefly heat while the fiddleheads unfurl. And it feels just like heaven sometimes. On a day like this, the struggle is more than I can stand. And it feels just like heaven sometimes. Well, I thought I knew the plan like the back of my hand.
Thank you so much. Our friend Allison Russell sings that with us on the record. Here's one Keith Whitley wrote. It's called Great High Mountain. We learned it off of a Larry Sparks compact disc.
Gracious kingdom, and in his words you find the strength if you just believe him. You don't have to move that mountain, help me Lord to climb it. You don't have to move the stumbling blocks, guide me Lord around them. Sometimes we may falter. God will grant you strength, my friend, on your knees down at the altar. You don't have to move that mountain, help me Lord to climb it. You don't have to move the stumbling blocks, guide me Lord around them. Stumbling blocks, guide me Lord around them. And you don't have to move that mountain, help me Lord to climb it. You don't have to move the stumbling blocks, guide me Lord around them.
Thanks so much. Oh, I know it's a Tuesday, but that was for the sinners. Didn't mean to do you that way. Here's one for the weirdos, though, so we're cover all our bases. Luckily for me, I'm both. Feels good. This one's called I Don't Fit In. I grew up in the middle of nowhere, and I grew up in kind of like a small country town, and I really loved art and I really loved music. And the art building was at my high school was like really far away from the. It was kind of beside like the place where they sent the bad kids, and so people just they didn't really care that I liked art so much. So I always kind of felt like I didn't really have a lane, and it took a while, but I figured out that was all right. Preferred even. This one's called "I Don't Fit In."
Well, I don't fit in, not the way that's expected. There's a murder of crows, counting the bones they've collected. Well, I don't fit in, not at all, not at all. I never minded following all the rules that were set for me, just so long as they all made sense and I could do just what I please. You can be yourself, I was told it ain't worth the fight. That kept me up all night. I don't fit in, not the way that's expected. There's a murder of crows, counting the bones they've collected. Well, I don't fit in, not at all, not at all. A lighter load's only thing that you have to do. Be less of this and more of that till there's little left of you. I could let the lies slide right through my two front teeth. That don't sit right with me. I don't fit in, not the way that's expected. There's a murder of crows, counting the bones they've collected. Well, I don't fit in, not at all, not at all. The deck is stacked, my bags are packed, one for all my many moods. I'll change again, I'll get strange again, what a joy it is to choose. I'll be satisfied, full of pride when my wind is blown into the wild unknown. I don't fit in, not the way that's expected. There's a murder of crows, counting the bones they've collected. Well, I don't fit in, not at all, not at all.
Thank you. Thanks so much. This is our third and final Michigan show of this run, and man, the weather has been so nice. We were up in the UP, did the Porcupine Mountains Music Festival, which was delightful, and then I forget where we were last night, like north of Traverse City, I think. Yeah, man, Michigan's done us right. I'd never been up to the UP, and it's getting more and more rare for me to travel like a road in the U.S. that I've never been down before. So that's always a treat for me, getting to go somewhere new. So man, I really have enjoyed my time here. Sad to go. Sounds nice. This was called Stack Up Tomorrow.
Just chasing the night sky. I'll be there by sunrise, stacking up tomorrows with you until my last days are through. To show, and you can bet against it, but the time won't slow. Lightning in a bottle, make me feel alive. Seems you're either making or you're wasting time. Seems you're either making or you're wasting time. And I'm chasing the night sky. I'll be there by sunrise, stacking up tomorrows with you. Till I know what to say.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I grew up on the same road as my entire family, and not a lot of people did that. So I found that out. I thought it was normal, and then I went on tour. So I would always ask from the stage, did anybody else grow up on the same road as their entire family? Yeah? What was the town called? No? Well, just pretend you did. It's called Germantown, North Carolina. I lived there again, which is really nice. I moved away for a while. Lived down in New Orleans for a little bit. It's really hot. Food's great. Lived in Nashville, you know. It was really nice. Till LA got a hold of it. I do. It's nice. We tour so often that, you know, when I'm home, it's nice to be actually home, not using a GPS. It's only like 2 roads there, so you know. All right, this one's called Red Bank Road.
Bluebird flies in the eastern sky, reminding me of better times. I was young and I was unafraid. I was innocent until I moved away. It's easy to forget where you come from when the smoke and lights start to leave you numb. Longing for that old oak tree shade when the noise becomes an endless parade. Thinking about what I miss the most. Bottles, backboards, and the Holy Ghost. Tobacco fields carved out by red dirt roads. I could lose myself for miles and miles and still feel at home. I miss my father for his firm handshake and the way he'd ache after a long day. My mother for her for her dark brown eyes and a graceful hand and a perfect smile. There's a house down on Red Bank Road. My great-grandfather, he has a golden soul. He makes the most out of his last days, and the Lord stops everything just to hear him pray.
Thank you. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of a record we put out called Sweet Critters. And thank you. And we're going to do a song off that now. I wrote it leaving Kentucky one morning. I started it, and I wrote the rest of it when I got home. But we had just played a wonderful festival there called Laurel Cove, Eastern Kentucky. And heard a lot of bluegrass, and I was thinking, I'm going to do one. So I wrote this one.
I will take your open hurt, your blackberry stains, and your thorns in my shirt, your mountain peaks and gloomy days, your hairpin curves and straightaways. I was in Kentucky when you called, with my back to the wall. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze. I will take your pride and shame, your sunburnt shoulders and your morning rain, your widowmaker overhead, your tiresome grip on a lonely thread. I was in Kentucky when you called, with my back to the wall. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze. I was in Kentucky when you called, with my back to the wall. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I thought I was doing bluegrass, but then we played a festival in Colorado after that, and there was a guy who had about 5 or 6 drinks too many, and he was first in line at the merch table, and he said, "It ain't bluegrass, but it ain't bad." And he walked away and he didn't buy anything. And later on that night, I was sitting in bed, and I was thinking, man, that guy had a point. And so I printed that on bumper stickers and hats, and I sell them for money every night. So.
Shine. A couple of friends are concerned for sure. They rarely ever speak their mind. She's got the tools and the know-how. She just can't fix her past. Wasting away a little more each day, praying that tonight might last. She said the devil's voice sounds a whole lot like mine. Yeah, the devil's voice sounds a whole lot like mine. Like mine.
Thanks so much. So I'm going to do one here called The Garage. The Garage, it was a wonderful venue in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, about a quarter of this size. And I grew up a little north of there, and so I found out about that place. I've got an older brother. So I found out about that place, and I started sneaking in there when I was like 15, to the point that I remember my 21st birthday, I went in there, and everyone was mad at me because they'd been serving me for like 7 or 8 years at that point. But I was terrible at the open mic, and they let me keep coming back, and I got a little better each week, or maybe, I don't know. They let me keep coming back. That's the important part. And, I know I'm preaching the choir when I say stuff like this, but I feel like small venues are so important to the communities, around the world, really. And, so you're here, so you know the drill, and, tell people that don't. I wanted to steal all the posters off the garage shut down. I wanted to steal all the posters when I, heard that they were shutting down. There were so many, but I was on the road playing some other small venue across the country, and so I wrote this song instead. It's called The Garage.
First time I showed up, I snuck in from the side. I wasn't quite of age, I was in for a ride. The band was from Ohio and I can't recall their name. They had a decent singer, never found fame. I felt just like a prince. I've chased it ever since those nights at the garage. My name was in the news, they told the time to go. I looked out from the stage on a sold-out show. Well, Kathy took a chance on me, I don't know what she saw. My poster hung beside my hero's poster on the wall. I felt just like a prince. I've chased it ever since those nights at the garage. I got a call from home, the rent was just too high. I was on a 3-week tour and I couldn't say goodbye. Some folks went to party, well the beer was cheap and bad. I went there for songs, songs were all I had. I felt just like a prince. I've chased it ever since those nights at the garage. Must not be a coincidence. It happens over and over. It must not be a coincidence. It happens over and over. Crazy Wayne said the problem with cars these days, they break but don't break all the way. You could be riding along and thinking nothing's wrong. Tries to ruin your day. It must not be a coincidence. It happens over and over. It must not be a coincidence. It happens over and over. 15 years ago his family went to Dublin. The cobblestone streets were slick there in the snow. With a tear in his eye, never thought I'd see him cry. He said, I'm glad my daughter made me go. It must not be a coincidence. It happens over and over. It must not be a coincidence. It happens over and over. Now there's grease on his hands, hard times on his heels, and he swears he's doing the best he can, but he's only spinning wheels and it all feels way too real. It must not be a coincidence. It happens over and over. It must not be a coincidence. It happens over and over. Crazy Wayne said the problem with hearts these days, they break but don't break all the way.
Thank you so much. That one's called Crazy Wayne. It's about a mechanic I used to have. Crazy but good, you know? All right, well, here's one where everything works out. A lot of people say, man, you write a lot of sad songs, kind of like primarily sad songs. And I don't really think of them that way, but I am like, I mean, look around, you know? Like, But yeah, everything works out in this one. It's called Hollywood Ending. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The time of year when mosquitoes bite, the air thick, you could cut it with a knife. I only slept 3 winks last night. Well, it all works out, it all works out, you know. Sometimes I wish all the clocks would break and Father Time wouldn't take. So much has changed since we up and left this place. Well, it all works out, it all works out, you know. Well, it all works out, eventually floating down a river, a lover's dream. We're only good as the company we keep. You never float far from me. I always feel like I'm falling behind. I eat the watermelon down to the Rhine. The drive-in theater is covered up in vines. Well, it all works out, it all works out, you know. Well, it all works out, eventually floating down a river, a lover's dream. We're only good as the company we keep. You never float far from me. Well, it all works out, eventually floating down a river in a lover's dream. We're only good as the company we keep. You never float far from me. The time of year when mosquitoes bite, the air thick, you could cut it with a knife. I only slept 3 winks last night.
Thanks. Thank you. Got this thing off norelco.com. So last November, we had the honor of making our Grand Ole Opry debut in Nashville, Tennessee. It was wonderful. You know, I'd probably wanted to do that for as long as I've wanted to do anything musically. Such a big part of, you know, like my childhood growing up, I always just remember it being around. Yeah, it was great. It was wonderful. They give you 2 songs, so this is the first one we played, and that means it'll always be the first one we played on the Opry, which is really meaningful in my line of work. But the song's called Sweet Critters. We named the record after it, and sort of the band, too.
She collected feathers, little brass figurines. He'd split the wood and put vinegar on his screens. Harold Lee and Jerry Ann met so young, and they glowed on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show, dance until the light grows dim. She's a blue ribbon knitter, his ankle hurts when it rains. They're both sweet critters, crossing the interstate. Over time they became one, like second-day soup. And they glow on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show. Dance until the light grows dim. He's struggling with the stairs, she's so scared, but they glow on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show. Dance until the light grows dim. Dance until the light grows dim.
Unlike the Opry, Keith Urban will not be on after us this evening. Well, speaking of the sweet critters, I guess I should introduce them, right? On the dobro and the mandolin over here from Ellicott City, Maryland is Carter Giegerich. And on the upright bass and singing harmony from the Little Apple, Manhattan, Kansas, is Carl Zerfus. And I'm, of course, Caleb Caudle, and from Germantown, North Carolina. I wrote these songs. Thanks for listening to them. I appreciate it. This one's about turning my phone off and going in the woods.
I don't sleep, I lay there in my bed, I count the sheep, try to outrun my thoughts, try not to think about what everything cost. It was simple back then, now it's not. It was what you see is what you got. I'll always be the one with the grass stained knees, wandering through the woods and feeling free. Time in another place, Virginia creeper creeping all over my face. Got the rust to prove it and I'm underdressed, quite all around except the middle of my chest. It was simple back then, now it's not. It was what you see is what you got. I'll always be the one with the heart on his sleeve, wandering through the woods and feeling free. Me free, an hourglass going in reverse, every kind of magic without any kind of curse. It was simple back then, now it's not. It was what you see is what you got. I'll always be the one with the head full of dreams, watching through the woods and feeling free. Feeling free.
Thank you. You should try it sometime. All right, well, here's one called Call It a Day, which we're not going to do quite yet. We're going to do the song, just not going to call it a day quite yet.
watching me as a foe. Seems like they wouldn't have time to watch me at all. The bricks are piled high, they're weighing heavy on my chest. Yes, yes, well the bricks are piled high, they're weighing heavy on my chest. Seems like some days the world just wants to know what I have left. Call it a day, call it a day, call it anything and all till it feels okay and unafraid, unashamed of the places that I've been and the mess that I've made. Sometimes being brave means walking away, call it a day. There's a battle being fought, I hear the cries of the war. Oh, there's a battle being fought, I hear the lonely cries of the war. When the last bell tolls, I'll be remembered by what I was fighting for. Call it a day, call it a day, call it anything and all till it feels okay and unafraid, unashamed of the places that I've been and the mess that I've made. Sometimes being brave means walking away, call it a day. Sometimes being brave means walking away, call it a day.
Well, thanks. Do we have any Texans in here? You are? You're not from Amarillo, are you? Okay. Judging by your response, I think you'll enjoy this song. A lot of dust in Amarillo. Yeah, this one's called Texas Tea. I was leaving my hotel one morning in Amarillo, and I had a salt truck kick a rock through my windshield first thing. I was going to get a cup of coffee, and it's like worst case scenario for a songwriter. It's like, you know you got to write a song about it. You're on your way to get the coffee to write the song, but then the thing happens. Anyways, here's what I came up with. This one's called Texas Tea. It's from my Lone Ranger right here.
Check out at the Lone Star Inn, Amarillo in the snow. You never know until you go. Sliding with the windshield cracked, all of a sudden like a heart attack. Storm of life wind send me spinning. Now I'm broken, now I'm tired. The night is dark as Texas tea. Studied lips of lies, I always know who to believe. Some places are worth leaving, some mountains are worth climbing, and some love is worth finding. Well, I never quite could sit still, pecan pie in a windowsill. Years along by a creek I sat, feeling like a baptized cat. There wasn't anything anyone could do, wasn't anything anyone could say. Once I heard the highway call my name. Now I'm broken, now I'm tired. The night is dark as Texas tea. Studied lips of lies, I always know who to believe. Some places are worth leaving, some mountains are worth climbing, and some love is worth finding. Pockets full of memories. I belong back by the creek, the ones ones I love within my reach, I wouldn't dare call it running away. I was born for the chase. When I get home, I'll be drenched in the moonlight. Now I'm broken, now I'm tired. The night is dark as Texas tea. Studied lips and lies I always know to believe. Some places are worth leaving, some mountains are worth climbing, and some love is worth finding, yeah.
Thank you. I saw a friend of ours in the back had signed his name. His name was Jerry Douglas. Maybe you've heard of him. But he played dobro on that record, and it was like I made it during the pandemic, so no one was touring, and so I was able to get like a bunch of really wonderful people around me and make a record. And I remember when we did that song, he looked at me afterwards and he just goes, "Baptized cat." I think he liked that one. Speaking of records, we just made a new one. It'll be out next year. I do have some stuff back there if you're interested. The aforementioned hats and bumper stickers, plus records and stuff. We just made a new record. It's the first time I ever produced a record, and it'll be out next year. And this is a brand new song. It's called "The Ballad of Country Ham." And not a lot of city ham songs. I think that's because it's not as good. I don't know for certain, but it seems like that might be the reason. But yeah, this one's probably a true story somewhere.
Taking any old gig he found, till he got a call from Hee-Haw. Packed all of his things, hugged his mom and left our camp. So he would freak out over nothing, did all he could to turn it into something. He was smoking like a chimney, driving all his friends away. Straight off the farm, left the fleas unharmed. They call him Country Ham on account of his salty charm. Drinks are free when you're on TV. They hung his Polaroid on the wall of every meeting. He would freak out over nothing, did all he could to turn it into something. He was smoking like a chimney, driving all his friends away. Ratings fell, and now the ads won't sell. A Rolex on his wrist, they dismissed him and wished him well. God forbid a little barefoot kid dreamed a bigger dream, bigger than the rest of his kind did. He would freak out over nothing, did all he could to turn it into something. He was smoking like a chimney, driving all his friends away.
Thanks so much. Man, I saw the coolest 1989 photo of John Prine playing here on the wall over there. And coincidentally, I've got my signature John Prine pin on. I got this the first of the 3 times that I saw him in concert. I was able to see him a few times, which was, man, what a good writer. Lots of friends on the wall. We were naming everybody who had signed the walls back there. Not yet. I will. Got something huge planned. Find the most famous person and just kind of get near them, you know? We're going to do one here called Madeline. It's off a record we put out called Crush Coins all the way back in 2018. Feels like 3 lifetimes ago.
Madeline, can you believe it's snowing? It's been rain for 3 days straight. Finished getting ready while I clear your windshield, scraping by on a slow escape. Madeline, do you remember heaven back before July, before your mother died? Quiet of the evening, you could still hear her, how she'd always say, it's just one of those things. Remember when we played to win, now we're trying not to lose. Time's a river running slow. I believe you either leave or you're left behind to rust. Time takes and breaks, I trust. But I know we're gonna make it. After all we've lost, we're gonna carry on. If it's too heavy, I'll be here to help you find your glow from long ago. Remember when we played to win, now we're trying not to lose. Time's a river running slow. I believe you either leave or you're left behind to rust. Time takes and breaks, I trust. Time takes and breaks, I trust.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a school night. Thanks for hanging with us. Man, I went to school once. Maybe even a few times. I did a fortnight at Forsyth Tech Community College. I learned the word fortnight in those 2 weeks. I had a psychology teacher. It was like, it was basically the psychology class when you have no idea what you want to do with your life except for write songs, so you just sign up for whatever class is like there. And she pulled me to the side after the first week. She said, you don't want to be here, do you? I was like, how'd you guess? She's like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to write songs. She's like, well, you don't have to be here to do that. And I was like, well, you have a great point here. So I just left. It's amazing. Stay in school or whatever, but if you don't want to, don't. You know what I mean? Got a few songs left for you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Here's another one that's off of Sweet Critters, and it's called The Brim. It's a kind of love song you write when you're a decade in. None of the frou-frou, just the real stuff.
Will you drive for miles with a dream like wind chime of a smile? You gave the wooden gate a fling, and you might have your swell been getting out of a limousine. Did you have a bad dream? Did you sleep at home? You don't go easy on yourself. Is it how it seems? Are you feeling small? Just know there ain't nobody else who could take my empty heart and fill it to the brim. Will you show your truth? Loud as acorns pouring down on a tin roof. You claw right through the dirt. Uncover every last bit of love that you deserve. Did you have a bad dream? Did you sleep at all? You don't go easy on yourself. And is it how it seems? Are you feeling small? Just know there ain't nobody else who could take my empty heart and fill it to the brim. Did you have a bad dream? Did you sleep at home? You don't go easy on yourself. And is it how it seems? Are you feeling small? Just know there ain't nobody else who could take my empty heart and fill it to the brim. Fill it to the brim.
Thank you. I wrote this next song. You know, I said they give you 2 songs in the opera. This is the second one we did. I wrote this song kind of like I write all of them. It's like something bugged me enough to write about it, and so that's how I do it. And we put it on the record. We put it on Sweet Critters, like all the other songs on there. And then we were on the way to some show last December, and I got a text from my manager, and he said the New York Times called Knee Deep Blues one of the best songs of 2024. And that was a good text to get. It was a good text. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, and it's funny because you don't really think about what's going to happen with it, or at least I don't. I don't have any grand plan. It's just like write enough good songs to be able to tour forever, and so that's what I'm trying to do. And so it's cool when things shake out, and I think it was a good lesson for me. It was like, you know, if you got something that you're really excited about and you're working on it, seems like nothing's happening, you know, maybe it's just a matter of time. You got to just keep going with it and just trust the process of it all. And I think good things happen to people that work hard towards stuff. And that's certainly what happened with this song. So it's called Knee Deep Blues, about feeling bad and wishing you did not. Well, thanks for hanging out with us at the Ark this Tuesday evening. We love this space. Hope we can come back. Thanks to the Ark for having us. One more time for the sweet critters. Carter Giegerich, Carl Zerfus. We found out earlier Carter's dad played here. He was also a musician, so. We're going to leave you with this one. It's called Monte Carlo. My grandfather had a 1970 Monte Carlo, and that was the first year they made them, and I know that because he told me every time I got in the car. And his was glitter green, had a dark green leather roof, and a little Batman hanging from the rear view. He was a cool dude. It was a cool car. Thank y'all so much. We will see you next time. See y'all next time. Thank you so much. Have a great night.